Okay, so today we're going to put a fish finder on my kayak. What we're going to use is a dry box you can get at Walmart for like 10 bucks. 12 volt, 7 amp hour battery. They run about 20 bucks. You can get them on like on Amazon or so. We have a Garmin Striker 4 unit we're going to use. We're going to use Velcro to anchor them all down. We got zip ties for our transducer cord, and we're going to use a Scotty arm transducer holder for the kayak. Everything here is, we won't have to drill any holes into the kayak, so keep the value on the kayak. Won't let any water in the kayak, any risk of that, and we'll just use the existing features, such as the T-rail that comes on this Ascend FS12T. So first thing what we'll do with this box, we got to drill a hole for our power cord right here. I got two different drill bits. I'm going to make the hole as small as I can because I want to keep it as watertight as I can in this box. Less water around the battery, the better. Won't run the risk of shorting it out or causing any corrosion long term. Here's the cord. Before we hook it up, we're going to check our directions for our transducer and for our power. For the fish finder, make sure we've got hot and black, and for our ground. That's what this one comes set up as. The red's the hot, it's got an inline fuse, so if there is a short with the battery, it won't affect our unit and fry it out. And then we got our ground cord. The other two cords here are for information cables, so if you run another fish finder, you can tether them together. So, I already got my drill spot marked where I want to put the hole at before we started. So, with our drill here, we're just going to drill a hole. Pretty simple. Since it's plastic, you don't want to put a ton of pressure in it because you don't want to crack it, but you want to have your drill speed up to the top so it's got the fastest spin, so it'll give you a nice clean hole. So to start, we'll just line it up and start drilling. So, got our hole drilled. Now let's see if it's going to fit with our power cord. So for this one, we're going to go from the power cord up. Since this fuse box is so wide, I don't want that wide of a hole. So we're going to test it out, dry fit it, and see if we need to go bigger or not. Yeah, we'll need to go bigger, so we'll do one size bigger on our drill bit. It does make it better if you know the size of the cord diameter, so you can just grab the bit that you need. Since I don't, I'm just going to keep trying until I find the right size. So we'll go one size up bigger, start in a hole and just kind of bore it out. See if it'll go again. Yeah. So I'm going to grab one more drill bit. It's a little bigger. There, almost. Alright, now I think we've got our hole big enough. It's going to take a little pressure to put the cord through, which I am okay with, because that means it's going to be a tight fit. Tighter the better in my opinion on this. Less water, the better. It goes into this box. a little more. Almost got it now. There we go. Good. So that's as small as we can make it there. Now, ideally, you'll use a waterproof grommet. You can get those at like Ace Hardware as well. For right now, I'm not going to use one. I may get one in the near future. That'll make it even more waterproof. It's the more proper way to do it. So there's that. So next what we'll do, we're going to hook up our spade connectors so we can hook the battery up. These spade connectors, they're pretty small, and they're just like a little square box that goes onto your battery. So if you know anything about wiring things up, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we've got our wire crimp. We're just going to put it in the right spot, grab hold. Okay, so we got them crimped on there now. One thing that's really going to help a lot, electrical tape. It's going to help keep your connector on your wire. Because sometimes the crimps, they don't like to stay on. Not necessarily that you did something wrong, it's just the way of the world. One, and here's two. And you want to get that tape on there relatively tight, and from the connector to the wire. There. So now we're cooked up, ready to rock. So I'm going to go ahead and put my battery in. I'm not going to hook it up yet because we don't need to. So now I'm going to, all this excess cord, we need to wrap it up so it'll stay in there nice. That way there's not a whole lot of excess and pushing it around, but we're just going to wrap it up using the twist tie that this unit came with, that the wire came with. Making sure we leave plenty of room for our wires to move around in there so we can actually hook it up and not struggling. So, just like that. That way it'll fit in there with the wires hooked up, and we can close it down and latch it. Alright, so there we go. Our battery's in there with our wires. Got our cable coming out. My unit's going to go right here with Velcro. Velcro right here, it's extreme outdoor Velcro to hold 15 pounds. It's a 4x2 pad. Did the all weather because since I'm outside using it on Kayak, I figured that'd be the best. Want it to stay on as long as possible without me having to redo it. And since it's Velcro, if I want to take it off, it's relatively easy to take off. So what I'm going to do is put two sides together first. And then I'm going to kind of mock it up, see where I'm going to fit. Yeah, that'll be good. So I'm going to do it like this. So here's my unit. And I have my Velcro and kind of perpendicular to my unit. And I'm first going to attach it to the unit so I can have it set up how I want it on the box. There we go, good. Okay, so there we go. Velcro's on. It's got the glue. Nice and strong, we hope. And now that I've separated it, I'm going to wrap the edges on, get a little more surface contact with the unit holder, or the base as they say. So good, now we're good there. So we'll put the other side back on, and we're going to dry fit where we want it. Now when I get done here, I'll show you where my unit's placed, where it's all sitting. But for right now, for speed wise, I'm just going to assess how I want it compared to where we're going to sit in the kayak. Great. So we're going to take the backing off this Velcro. And we're going to place it right where I wanted it. Good. There we go. Just like that. There it is. That'll work for me. It'll rock a little bit, as you can see here. It's going to wobble. That's alright. I'm okay with that. I can live with it. I'll be able to see it. It's not like I'm going to be on a bumpy road since we're on the water. I can live with all that. So next, what we'll do, we're going to get ready for the bottom, for where it's going to be on the kayak. I'm going to go ahead and take the unit off, separate it from Velcro. And figure out how I need to set this up. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to put one side of the Velcro where the unit needs to be, and I'm just going to match it up on the other side, on the bottom side of this box. It has some strong Velcro, goodness. That's good. And if I need to, I'll just go to the store and get more Velcro. They make more of it, so if it needs more stability, that's what we'll do. Now I'm going to place the box onto the Velcro how I need it. Great. Awesome. So, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now we're going to hook up the transducer. So this transducer, I'm just going to take it off real quick. It'll be a lot easier to show. Here's the arm, just like this. That's how it's going to hold. This transducer is going to sit right there. It's going to be just like that. So, we'll get the hardware out of the transducer box, and we're going to put the bolt through and just hook it up, and then we'll pretty much be done. We also got some zip ties. They're going to be very key because that's what's going to hold the transducer wire all together how we need it, so it's not everywhere and in the way. Okay, so back from the break. Just takes a lot to do to get the wiring, this transducer on there time-wise. Just because the nuts are nylon nuts, which helps keep it there. basically, this is the arm that's going to hold it in. It's this little portion here that's going to keep it on, hook the transducer onto the arm. It holds it how it's supposed to. As you know, just read the directions of your unit, how it needs to be set up. Just use two zip ties on the arm here to hold the transducer wire to the arm so it's not flopping around as much, a little more solid. I kept my coil wrapped up how it was from the factory. And all I did was pull out as much as I needed so I can run it to my unit. So now we're going to turn the unit on and see if it works, and hopefully it does work because it's brand new. So brand new things should always work. So we're going to turn it on, hook it up, and then I'll give you the overview of how it sits on the kayak. So when hooking your battery up to your unit, always do the ground first, and then the hot wire. That. So now it's in, hooked up, power's going running to it. Power cord in. Alright, so we're in. The switch turns on. Oh, it works. Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to detach the camera now from my base, and we're going to go through it. Have a look-see. Alright, so there it is. That's how it's going to sit on my kayak. So, there's the box. On top of it, my wires are going to run just right here. I may do something with some zip ties or with Velcro again to hold that wire down a little more. And it runs to right here. This is the T channel that the Scotty arm I'm using it with. It has a little T-bolt on right under here that I'll hook onto, and then my transducer will just lay in the water. And I'll see where the fish are, see where brush are. This one here doesn't have a chart plotter on it, but it does have maps, and I can save stuff. See if we can get a good shot of the screen here. Ain't gonna work. That's okay. Well, there's that. That's how I'm gonna have my kayak set up with a fish finder on it. Should work pretty good. I got some friends that use these. Hopefully we'll be able to use this in some tournaments here soon. Since I got rid of my boat, I'll be just running kayak. Have my tackle back here, and then my seat, and all the way up there. So there's that. Any tips, suggestions, or questions, leave them in the comments. If you notice today, I'm sweating like a freaking pig because it is hotter than Hades out here. And that's why we didn't fish today, because today would have been a great day to fish, but this morning anyway. But since it's so hot, I just said forget it. I need to get my fish finder going and some other errands done. So now we got this done, we can catch some more fish. So stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll catch a big old bass.